Ever find yourself scrolling through job listings thinking, could a robot do this? It's a question a lot of us are asking these days, and it's at the heart of today's deep dive. AI and YU, 10 years down the line. We've been digging into a pile of reports, predictions, all that good stuff, and the future of work is definitely changing. Not just some far off sci fi scenario either. We're talking real shifts coming to how we work, healthcare, even how we entertain ourselves. So consider this your AI survival guide, helping you navigate what's coming and thrive in this new world. One of the biggest things people want to know about is jobs, right? I mean, are robots going to be taking over everything? And these reports definitely suggest things are going to look really different. Think about it. Entire factories run by AI, customer service calls handled by bots. A little unnerving, maybe. But here's the thing. This whole wave of automation, it's not just about jobs disappearing. It's also creating a need for brand new ones. You'll have people designing those AI systems, maintaining them. And get this, AI ethics is becoming huge. It's like we're on the edge of this whole new frontier, and we need to talk about the rules of the road. Speaking of new frontiers, it feels like we've gone through this kind of tech revolution before. What's got me thinking is how this AI wave stacks up against something like, say, the Industrial Revolution.
You've hit on something really crucial there. Whenever we go through these massive tech shifts, there's always that initial fear, right? People worried about their jobs. And to be fair, sometimes those fears are justified, some jobs do become obsolete. But here's the thing we often miss. Those shifts also create a ton of new opportunities. Think about the skills people needed during the Industrial Revolution or when the internet took off. Those skills didn't even exist before. We're seeing the same thing now with AI. And what's really fascinating, what makes this different, is the speed of it all. The Industrial Revolution, that happened over decades. Even the internet boom, it took time for the full impact to really hit us. But AI is changing things so fast. It's what makes it exciting, for sure, but also a little daunting. Are we really ready for how quickly this is transforming everything? It makes you wonder.
Okay, so we've talked about the anxieties around AI, but what about the good stuff? What gets me pumped is how this AI wave is creating opportunities, and not just for the techies out there either. One report highlighted this whole trend of low code and even no code AI platforms. So imagine building like a chatbot for your website without any coding knowledge. That's the kind of power these platforms are putting into everyone's hands. Freelancing, that's another area where things get really interesting with AI. Picture this, you could use AI to boost your existing skills. Like imagine creating marketing campaigns that are personalized by algorithms or designing websites in a fraction of the time. You could even generate content with AI assistance. It's like having a superpowered sidekick for your freelance hustle. And the best part is these opportunities aren't limited to just tech. One example that stuck with me was farmers using AI-powered drones to check on their crops like with incredible detail and precision. That's a long way from Silicon Valley, but it just goes to show how much reach this AI thing is going to have.
Exactly, and that's the biggest takeaway here. It's not about becoming some kind of AI expert overnight or learning to code if you don't want to. It's about figuring out how to use these AI tools to your advantage, how to integrate them with what you already know how to do, and how to adapt to a world where AI is everywhere you look. The skills that are going to be gold in this new landscape. Things like critical thinking, being able to adapt, learning new things quickly, and problem solving with some creativity thrown in. Those are skills that are totally human, by the way. And there are ways to sharpen those skills today. Take online learning, for example. Platforms like Coursera have tons of courses. A lot of them are even free. You can learn the basics of AI, try out data science, or even just wrap your head around how algorithms work. It's about being comfortable with AI, not necessarily becoming an engineer.
It's been really cool to talk about the good stuff that AI brings, but it's important to acknowledge the potential downsides too. I mean, there are real worries about jobs being taken over as AI systems get smarter, and we can't ignore the possibility of things going wrong. One of the reports even mentioned those AI-generated deepfakes that are becoming increasingly convincing. It makes you think about the implications for misinformation and even national security.
You're right to point those out. There's a real need for critical thinking and responsible development as AI becomes more powerful. And that's why I keep coming back to the idea of informed citizenship. We're at a point where technology is advancing so rapidly that it requires us to be engaged, to ask questions, and to demand transparency. It's not just about being passive consumers of AI, it's about shaping how this technology is developed and used in a way that benefits everyone.
It's like we're writing the next chapter of the story, and we have a say in how it unfolds. So as we wrap up our deep dive, what are some key takeaways you hope our listener walks away with? What can they do today to prepare for this AI-powered future?
The most important thing is to stay curious. Don't shy away from learning about AI, even if you don't consider yourself a tech person. There are so many accessible resources available online, from introductory courses to thought-provoking articles, and don't be afraid to experiment. Play around with some of the AI tools that are out there, see what they can do. The more familiar you are with this technology, the better equipped you'll be to navigate its impact.
It's not about becoming an expert overnight, but about dipping your toes in the water and becoming comfortable with this new reality. As we've explored, the next decade is poised to be a time of incredible transformation driven by AI. There will be challenges, no doubt, but there's also immense potential for positive change. What's most exciting is that you, our listener, are not just a bystander in this revolution. You have the power to shape the future, to learn, to adapt, and to thrive in this AI-powered world. And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought. If AI can learn to mimic human intelligence, what does that say about the untapped potential within each of us? Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those big questions.